If you work in the UAE, there's a number sitting in your employment contract that most people never look at. It's not your salary. It's the way your salary is split. And when you eventually leave your job, whether you resign or you're let go, that split decides how much money you walk away with. For two people on the exact same package, the difference can be tens of thousands of dirhams. Let's go through how end-of-service gratuity is actually calculated. No advice, just the rules. Everything here comes from Federal Decree Law, number 33 of 2021, and current Ministry of Human Resources guidance. I'll show the numbers as we go, so you can check them yourself. This is general information, not financial or legal advice. Your contract and your free zone can change the answer. Always check with MOHRE or a licensed professional before you act on anything. First, who gets gratuity at all? Private sector employees who have completed at least 1 year of continuous service. 1 year is the floor. Below that, there's no entitlement. Two things people commonly get wrong here. The first, resigning doesn't cost you your gratuity. Under the older law, resigning early reduced what you received. Under the current law, an employee who resigns after completing 1 year qualifies for the full entitlement. That's a real change, and a lot of outdated information is still circulating about it. The second, unpaid leave doesn't count. Days of unpaid leave are excluded from your continuous service calculation. Take 3 months unpaid, and your service clock effectively pauses for 3 months. Now the part that decides everything. Gratuity is calculated on your basic salary, not your total package, not your gross, basic only. Your UAE contract almost certainly splits your pay into components. Basic salary, housing allowance, transport allowance, maybe others. Only the basic figure enters the gratuity formula. Every allowance is excluded. Here's why that matters. Take two people, both on a total package of 15,000 dirhams a month. Person A, 10,000 basic, 5,000 allowances. Person B, 6,000 basic, 9,000 allowances. Same money every month. Identical take-home. But when they leave after 5 years, Person A's gratuity is calculated on 10,000. Person B's is calculated on 6,000. Person B receives roughly 40% less for the same job at the same pay. This is why the split in your contract matters. And it's why most people are surprised by their final number. Now the actual calculation. 3 steps. Step 1. Find your daily wage. Take your basic monthly salary and divide by 30. Step 2. Apply the rate. For each of your first 5 years of service, you're entitled to 21 days of that daily wage. For every year after the 5th, it rises to 30 days. Step 3. Check the cap. Total gratuity is capped at 2 years' wages, regardless of how long you've served. Let's run a real example. Basic salary of 8,000 dirhams. 4 years and 6 months of service. Daily wage, 8,000 divided by 30, is 266 dirhams, 67 fils. Under 5 years, so we're at the 21-day rate. 266.67 times 21 days times 4.5 years. That comes to approximately 25,200 dirhams. Now watch what happens when you cross the 5-year line. Basic of 10,000, 7 full years of service. Daily wage is 333 dirhams, 33 fils. First 5 years at 21 days, 35,000 dirhams. Years 6 and 7 at 30 days, 20,000 dirhams. Total, 55,000 dirhams. Notice that years 6 and 7 each earned considerably more than any of the first 5. The 5-year mark is a genuine step change in the formula, not a gradual increase. Everything so far applies to mainland UAE and most free zones. DMCC, JAFZA, Dubai, Silicon Oasis, and others registered with MOHRE follow the federal formula. But there are important exceptions. If you work in the DIFC, this formula doesn't apply to you at all. Since February 2020, the DIFC replaced traditional gratuity with a scheme called DEWS, DIFC Employee Workplace Savings. Instead of your employer holding the money and paying a lump sum when you leave, they contribute monthly into a ring-fenced account that belongs to you. The rates are set to mirror the traditional formula, 5.83% of qualifying salary in years 1 to 5, rising to 8.33% after that. There's a meaningful difference beyond the mechanics. Under traditional gratuity, your employer holds the money. Under DEWS, it's already yours, sitting in your account, and it's invested along the way. In ADGM, since April 2025, employers can choose between the standard gratuity model and a savings scheme alternative. And on the mainland, under Cabinet Resolution 96 of 2023, employers can now voluntarily opt into a funded savings scheme instead of accruing the traditional lump sum. If your employer has opted in, that period is covered by the scheme, yet not by the formula we just went through. So before you calculate anything, check which regime you're actually under. It's the first question, not the last. Your gratuity is payable within 14 days of the end of your employment. Disputes over gratuity are among the most common categories of complaint filed with MORA, and they cluster around a few recurring issues. Calculations run on gross salary instead of basic, service periods computed incorrectly, and unpaid leave handled wrong, which means the useful thing you can do is straightforward. Find your contract, find the basic salary figure, count your continuous service, run the formula yourself before anyone hands you a final settlement. So you're checking their number against yours, not the other way around. Quick summary: 1 year minimum, basic salary only, not total package. 21 days per year for the first 5 years, 30 days after that, capped at 2 years' wages. And check whether you're under DIFC, ADGM, or a mainland savings scheme before you calculate anything at all. Rules change, and the savings scheme landscape in particular is moving right now. This video reflects the rules as of August 2026. Check MORE for anything current. Next video covers the basic versus package split in more depth, because that's where most of the money is actually decided.